When should you stop multi-dating and invest exclusively in a guy who's investing in you? Can you go to a singles party alone? And what do you do when a guy is on his phone throughout your first date? Welcome to Ask Mark. It's week number 38 and I'm having so much fun with this segment. It's like the questions just keep getting better and better. So thank you for sending them in. Keep them coming in the video below. Comment down there and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Before we get started, it is booked. Plane tickets to the US are booked. I'm coming to visit you. I have dates, well I will have dates coming out for you very soon. I have a pretty good idea in my head. It's going to be really cool. We're going to have a full workshop, super interactive, super fun, practical and theory skills. And then for a extra little group, we're going to go out and we're going to have dinner, hit the town, meet some guys. I literally cannot wait. So that's going to be over in the US and I'm going to give you the dates for that soon. Make sure you're on board. Facebook group is going too. So obviously I'm always trying to answer as many YouTube comments as I possibly can. Sometimes I will miss some though, and that's where the Facebook group's amazing. I've got the master coaches in there too, so make sure you utilize it. Join it now, link will be in the first comment. Let's get into the questions, and a sensational one. Sensational, love this question from Gulab this week. So Gulab writes, "Hi Mark, I love your advice. I was multi-dating and my question is how soon to agree to become exclusive with someone who is showing a lot of interest and investment." Love this question, right? I'm always talking about finding a man who invests in you. So now you've found one, how do you know when to give up that huge benefit of exclusivity? One of the guys I was seeing who had shown a lot of investment, who I really like, asked to become my boyfriend after 3 dates. He was not seeing other people even though I was. I said it was too soon to call each other boyfriend and girlfriend and continued going on dates with other people, which is a fair call, whom I wasn't clicking with as much. Anyway, after my 4th date with him, I agreed to see him exclusively, although without putting titles on our relationship just yet, which I think is very wise. I know it's not healthy to rush into relationships, but I just felt that agreeing to see him exclusively was the most respectful and least gamey thing to do. At this point, he was and still is showing a lot of investment. I was and still am genuinely interested in him, and even though I would be happy to see other people, if he wasn't investing as heavily, since he was investing, it would feel like I was just seeing other people for my own ego boost and to have an array of options on the side of if I carried on doing so. It didn't feel fair on him since he was putting in so much effort. What do you think I should have done, Mark? Fantastic question. And as you become the high value woman, as you grow more and more into your best self, more and more you're going to have men who are investing in you, loving what they find and wanting to be exclusive sooner and sooner. And this is where you've got to come in and monitor this. So it's important that with multi-dating, it never becomes misleading or gamey. And Gulab touched on something very important here, which is your intent. And I talk about this in quite a few videos, is what's your intent? Why are you doing it? And Gulab mentioned something, I feel like I would have been just doing it to feed my own ego. Bad intent, right? It's not coming from a place of high self-esteem. And this is where it brings me to the most important factor about whether or not you decide to go exclusive and what I talk about with my clients. How good are you at choosing men? This is something I talk, especially with my blueprint clients, a lot about, is the poorer choices you found yourself making with men in the past, the longer you should date non-exclusively before you decide to commit. If I have a client who comes to me and her blueprint is clearly attracting narcissistic men or addicts over and over again, then her love blueprint needs a transformation. It's been coded to attract a certain type of man that isn't going to give her the fulfilling relationship that she really wants. Thus, she needs to monitor that blueprint a lot more when selecting men. If you, on the other hand, have always selected great men who've treated you well, who've been respectful, and the only reason for your breakups has just been incompatibilities or differences of values, then you'd be more likely to have a shorter exclusive period because you tend to pick men that are really good for you. So there's no clear answer as to when to go exclusive. The important things is to, number one, never manipulate. So the guy should know what's going on and you can be honest about it. And number two, know the levels of kind of investment. Obviously labels is a big thing. And I definitely agree with Gulab, this situation's too early for labels. But what most women don't recognize is that going exclusive and committing exclusive to someone, saying, I'm not going to date anyone else right now, is like 90% of the way to a label. That's the label is literally just a name. If the guy's investing, if the relationship's progressing, I've got a video on this soon, but if all this is happening, then the label is basically a formality. The level of commitment once you go exclusive is still quite high. So you've got a few options here. The first thing you can do is you can just decide, no, I haven't picked the best men in the past. I want to give this another month. And you can use the advice from the How to Tell Him You're Not Exclusive video, where you basically sit down and you say, look, honestly, I'm doing this for me. I haven't picked the best men in the past, so I want to give this more time. I'd love your help with this, but if you're not on board, that's totally cool. I'll put a link to that video in the description, but if you've had a history of not picking great guys, then you want to have a longer non-exclusive period. And in situations like this, you can be honest and say, look, I just want to make sure. So I just want to stay casual right now, but I am loving this. I'd love for your support with that. The second option is to go a bit further and to say, okay, I'm actually not dating anyone else at the moment. You know, I don't want to commit myself yet, but I just want to see where this goes, but I'm not seeing anyone else right now. And that way the guy gets the feeling, okay, I'm winning. She's not committed per se, but I'm definitely winning. So that's going to be good for him. You know, that gets you more time to just make sure that he's continuing to invest in you and do all the right things. And the third option is to actually say, okay, yep, let's commit to not seeing anyone else, you know, from now until we say otherwise. So just going over those three again. The first one is to say, look, not yet. Let's keep this casual. I'd love your help. The second one is to say, I'm not seeing anyone else right now, but I also don't want to commit to exclusive in the future. Let's take it as it comes. The guy feels like he's winning, but that situation will have to evolve. Or the third one is to say, okay, let's try this exclusive thing, no labels at this stage, but I'm excited to do this with you and we'll let each other know if we want to stop. So those are your three investment levels, Gulab, those are your three options, and for you at home if you enter this spot. For what it's worth, I think this guy's doing a lot of investing. He's sounding like, you know, he's heading in the right direction. Be aware of the Romeo personality. The third date boyfriend thing was pretty full on, so that's probably the one you've got to monitor. You might want to go down the middle option just for that reason and say, look, I'm not seeing anyone else right now. I do want to keep things non-committal at this stage, but let's just see where this goes. That might be the best option for you right now, Gulab. But you've got to make this decision for yourself. Just understand the big investment it is to go exclusive, how important that is. And the more you've attracted, if you've attracted not so great guys consistently in the past, you want to leave it longer and really assess that guy, you know, while you have other men there and while you're going, okay, are these the traits that I really want to attract? Has my love blueprint changed to the point where I'm happy with this man? Fantastic question. Love it. Love it. The next question is from Noah. And Noah's actually got two. Greedy Noah. My God. First question from Noah is it weird to go to a singles party alone? I asked my girlfriends to come with me, but they aren't single and don't want to go. So is it totally acceptable to go alone? Any advice for a girl going alone? Hell yeah, it's acceptable. Hell yeah, it is. I have clients, you know, I have a couple of really confident clients who can do this, but for a lot of clients, this is a real struggle and this is a tough mission, but it's a fantastic one. Because if you go there alone, you're not, you know, in the corner with your friend, you're not hanging out with her most of the night, you go there alone, you got to talk to people, right? It's fantastic. You know, men will often approach you, practice your smile, practice your eye contact. It's always good to chat to bartenders, to chat to the organizer, ask to introduce to a couple of people. Anytime someone joins your group, you know, introduce yourself, stick out your hand. Hey, I'm Noah, whatever your name is. You know, just getting that connection. How do you know each other? It's a fantastic skill set. And if you grow confidence in this area, growing out alone, my God, you'll be able to meet men anywhere. Fantastic growth exercise. I'd recommend you to do it. Going out alone, going to meet guys alone. Obviously make sure you're safe in a safe environment, but it is a fantastic social skill set growth exercise to do. And Noah's other question, just two good questions from Noah this week. What to do when a guy's on his cell phone on a first date, or any date? Do I speak up or do I ignore? This is one of those questions where you can literally reverse it and say, what do I do if a girl is on a cell phone or a woman's on a cell phone? And the advice is exactly the same. So it's one of those ones where I go, what would I do in that situation? And the fact is, I'd become a lot less attracted to that person. Right? First dates are about understanding, you know, getting to know someone, getting to know their social skills, getting to know who they are, the way they treat people. If someone's on their phone on a first date, especially consistently, you know, you might pull it out once or twice to check, but especially consistently, it just shows a lack of social awareness. It's frankly just rude. So I'd be a lot less attracted to that person. On a first date, it's really not your place to tell them what to do or how to act. You could certainly make playful fun of it. You know, get off the phone, you goof, and see what their response is to that. But if they keep doing it, you know, it just shows such an unattractive lack of social awareness that for me, it'd be a total turn off, and I wouldn't frankly be into that person anymore. By the way, I should add, there's definitely been times where someone's been on their phone and been apologetic about it. And that's not the same thing. If someone's really socially aware, I have a lot of respect for that. If someone pulls out their phone and they go, I'm so sorry, don't hate me, I've just got to check a few things on my phone, I think that's fantastic. Because that's actually demonstrating social awareness. Now, if they're doing that every 5 minutes, I might get over it. But you know, if she's pulled out her phone 2, 3, 4 times and said, I'm really sorry, I've just got a few things I've got to check, I'm so sorry, and it's an important work thing that sounds reasonable, then you're going to go, okay, this woman has social awareness, she knows the norms. But if someone's not even mentioning that they're doing it, that's so unattractive. Bugger that. So unattractive. Great questions this week. Love it. Don't forget to join the Facebook group, as I said, and make sure you give the video a thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button. Let me know your comments, questions for the next Ask Mark. Put them in the area below. I'd love to hear them. We respond to as many as humanly possible, so let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Ask Mark really soon.